if you are a Sonic fan, you are interested in the games, and you do want to see me play the games, when I hit 75,000 subs, I will be doing a charity stream where I play, at the very least, Sonic Adventure 2, probably a couple of other Sonic games, on stream for charity for a very long time, for very many hours on end. So definitely look forward to that when I hit 75k subs. So, believe it or not, surprisingly, I'm not really a Sonic fan. I've actually never played a Sonic game before. I'm not even kidding right now. And I said this on stream once, and a few people in my audience who happen to be quite big Sonic fans decided to take this as, I guess, a challenge to subject me to as much Sonic content as theoretically possible, and basically make me hate Sonic, despite not really knowing anything about it, if I'm being honest with you, prior to this. So, I'd never played a Sonic game. They just started media sharing me tons of Sonic stuff. I started to hate Sonic, until eventually they managed to convince my girlfriend to buy a Shadow the Hedgehog onesie, which I'd put on once I hit $300 per stream in the dono goal. So, here I am now. Not only am I wearing the Shadow the Hedgehog onesie, but I've been forced to watch not only the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie, which I did review previously, but I also just a couple days ago watched the second Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And I'm going to review it. First, though, we're going to watch the trailer. The trailer is right here, and we're going to do a quick reaction to the trailer, and then I'm going to tell you guys what I thought of the movie. I'll explain what happened, more or less, what I thought of it, and a few criticisms, and that'll really be all. We're going to go ahead and watch the trailer here, and then I'll give you a rundown of the movie, what happened, what I thought of it, and yeah, it should be a fun time. Let's go ahead and watch. And the unique thing about this is that it's coming from the perspective of someone who is not a Sonic fan, okay?
Soldier.
These rings signify the commitment.
So help me, Thomas! Sorry. Life or death situation, I need you to use the ring to save me, like right now.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
Hawaii.
I just hope we're not too late.
Oh Lord, there are two of them now.
What's happening?
Okay, quick version. Robotnik is back.
I've discovered the source of ultimate power.
We need to get it back or the world is doomed.
You rock some kind of space porcupine.
I am an echidna warrior.
Hedgehog.
It's time to say goodbye to humanity. Welcome to the new norm.
This is your moment to be the big hero.
Bad time to say this, but I don't actually have a plan. Hey, you got a little something on your... buddy.
Someone call an Uber? It's cold in here. Let's turn up the heat.
Oh, great, the Winter Soldier. Fear not, citizen.
You are terrible at this.
Your negative attitude is not helping.
We stick together, no matter what.
You're unskilled, untrained, unworthy.
You forgot one.
Yeah, this spoils the whole movie. So, it should go without saying that, spoiler alert, I will be fully spoiling the movie in this review. Just to, like, go ahead and get out in front of it, I liked the movie. I actually liked it more than the first one. I thought this movie was a significant improvement on the first one. In terms of the writing, I cringed a lot less at this one. I just thought it was generally better put together, better paced. It was It was pretty good. Was Shadow in it? Yes, in the post-credits scene, Shadow is in it. They tease him in the end, they show him, and he's like in some cryogenic chamber, deep underground, some lab, and he's there, and he like wakes up. So yeah, he looks pretty cool. So yeah, Shadow is in the post-credits scene for a few seconds, though he doesn't show up in any significant capacity in the movie beyond that. But yeah, they tease that he's like in that, they project Shadow, and they've got him in the little vault down there. Pretty cool. Anyway, so the movie starts out with Eggman, and he's played by Jim Carrey, of course, and unfortunately, Jim Carrey is apparently not doing any more movies after this, so apparently we're not getting him again anymore, which is really unfortunate. I hope he changes his mind. I hope they offer him a shit ton more money, because I would love to see him in a fat suit in return so he could be in the giant... He needs to be in the giant piss laser Death Star moon in the next movie. I need that. I hope they get him back. Regardless, though, his acting is fantastic. So he starts out, and he's on that mushroom planet we left him off on in the previous movie, and he's, got himself a little Wilson-like rock buddy to talk to, and he's just trying to figure out how to make a decent drink out of mushroom, and he's just not getting it right. And eventually, he finally gives up doing that and decides to finally put a little bit of effort into getting off of the mushroom planet, and he does so within a few hours by taking the quill he had from Sonic in the first movie and like electrifying it and sending off a pulse through the galaxy that was eventually picked up by some random dudes, like some random humanoid guys in some weird armor that Eggman quickly dispatches with traps and weapons and whatnot. And eventually, after they show up, a ring portal opens up, similar to what Sonic has, and through it comes, in my opinion, the best character in the movie, Knuckles, okay? Knuckles was really good in this movie. I liked Knuckles a lot. Knuckles shows up asking where he got that, where that power was coming from. He clearly has a bone to pick with Sonic. Eggman knows it, and Eggman's like, well, I can show you the way. And they do the thing. He says, I can help you. I can show you the way. And they do a clear, like, show you the way joke there, right there in the beginning, as soon as Knuckles shows up. Knuckles and Eggman team up, and it cuts then to Sonic, who's basically going through Seattle and, like, the Pacific Northwest, just kind of acting as, like, a superhero. And he's, not too good at it. He's doing a lot of property damage. He's fucking shit up. And he eventually like comes home and he like sneaks into the house and he goes to bed and he's like pretending like he was asleep. So he's clearly sneaking out at night to do superhero stuff. Eventually he ends up going fishing with the guy. I forget what the guy's name is. His adoptive dad at this point, Mike Wazowski. He goes fishing with Mike Wazowski, and they have sort of like a father-son moment, and he's like, basically gives him the "with great power comes great responsibility" line. It's basically what he says. There's sort of a joke played off as he clearly stole that line, but he says, oh, that's a original line. It's like basically with great power comes great responsibility. From there, he kind of feels as though he's got this responsibility to not do anything wrong while his dad and his mom are away. And they're actually going to be going to Hawaii for the wedding of if you remember in the last movie, there was this like his sister-in-law who really hates him, and she's now getting married and still really hates him, and certainly hates Sonic. He has to go to her wedding with his wife, and it's going to be in Hawaii, and Sonic's staying behind and has to keep things like orderly and tidy, not make a mess, not cause trouble. Now, of course, the second they leave, he throws a party for himself. But, of course, he's able to quickly put the room back together because he's got super speed, so it's not really a big deal. And he's, fucking around and having fun. In the meantime, our boy Eggman comes down back to Earth with Knuckles, and he reintroduces himself to his... I like his sidekick a lot. His sidekick's very funny. Introduces himself to his sidekick, who is working as a coffee shop owner in the same town that Sonic lives in, with his, like, super high-tech, dumbass lab that gets access to the click of a button, just waiting for Eggman to come back, because he is genuinely obsessed with Eggman. Really a loyal... It's basically like a Mr. Burns Smithers type thing. He's probably gay for Eggman. That's kind of the implication. So basically, that's when Knuckles manages to track down Sonic. But in the meantime, Tails the fox has arrived, and he is looking for Sonic, and he's found a police car, which is what he ends up driving. Tails is driving a police car to Sonic's house. Now, in the meantime, Sonic's just kind of chilling and relaxing, and then all of a sudden the lights go out, the power cuts. Things look like a little bit kind of creepy and whatnot. And Sonic, like, starts going through the house and looking around. He reaches for the door, and the door kind of, like, bashes open and, like, in front of him, and there stands Eggman, and he looks confident as fuck. And Sonic's like, all right, let's go, and goes at Eggman, and there comes out of nowhere fucking Knuckles, and Knuckles beats Sonic's ass. This fight scene was actually pretty fucking good. It was straight out of Terminator 2, is where it feels like they took it out of. The amount of, like, practical effects, like, destruction they did, like, you saw it in the trailer there, like, when Sonic gets blasted out the front of the house. That was a practical explosion, it felt like. Like, it was good. Like, the fight scene when they're, like, blasting each other through the building was pretty damn good, and I want to see more of that. That was really impressive as far as, like, fight scenes go in like, a movie like this, you know? I was fairly entertained. And so Sonic gets his ass beat until eventually Tails drives up in the cop car and runs over Knuckles. Tails in a fucking cop car runs over Knuckles like it's the goddamn Terminator, and grabs Sonic, and they get out of there. Yeah, they end up adventuring for a little while until eventually they discover that they need to get the Master Emerald. And the Master Emerald is essentially this this item they need, this MacGuffin item that Knuckles needs to save his kingdom, his tribe. And his tribe and Sonic's tribe have been at war with each other for a very, very long time. So it's like a pretty big deal to him to not only fuck up Sonic, but to also get that Master Emerald. And he believes that Sonic has it or is after it and is a obstacle in his path because he's being manipulated by Eggman. So Eggman and his truce kind of continue, and Tails and Sonic get away from them. They continue on until they end up making it to like a snowy like Arctic area, like somewhere in Alaska or something. Not in Alaska. It's got to be some like other country. I can't remember where exactly they go. They end up having a dance competition. My brain turned off through that part of the movie because it was pretty cringe. Like, they could have cut the whole dance competition thing there. What they really should have done was have an actual fight scene there in the bar. Like, having that be a scene where Sonic and, like, in Siberia, yeah, where Sonic and Knuckles have to actually, like, learn to fight better against, like, a big group of enemies. That would have been cool. And it would have made sense for what happens later on. Anyway, they end up getting out of there and finding a cave. Like, I think, like, Sonic has, like, a astral projection. It tells him to go to a cave. And so he follows, like, a compass or some shit, and he gets to a cave. And it's in Siberia. And it's got, like, a bunch of traps and stuff, so he has to go through all the traps. Apparently, it's a recreation of a level that was in one of the Sonic games. They go through all the traps, and that's where they find a map. Is it a map, or is it a compass? No, it's a compass. And they had a map, and that map led them to the vault thing that they go to, and the compass leads them to where the Master Emerald is. But they lose the compass to Knuckles and Eggman when they show up and ambush them. And they're chasing Tails and Sonic down. And they're doing a fake out death thing again, which I fucking hate. They did them like 3 times in the last movie. They do another fake out death, and it's on Tails. It's not a real death scene, but they basically make you think he's dead. And Sonic, like, snowboards away, and they have an epic, chase and everything. I'm massively, kind of cutting things down. I thought the chase was pretty cool. The fight scenes up until this point, very cool and whatnot. They definitely could have cut that weird dance competition scene in Siberia in the random bar. I would have preferred if that was, like, an actual fight scene. But yeah, so Knuckles is chasing Sonic down, and that's when we get the scene where Sonic calls Mike Wazowski and tells him, hey, you got to open up a portal. Sends him a picture with the phone, like where he is, like a video, so that Mike Wazowski can open up the portal. But when he throws the ring, nothing happens. And he's like, what the hell? So he runs over and he picks up the ring, and he sees it's the wedding ring, the groom's ring for the wedding. So he ends up going up there and realizes that he switched out the rings when doing a magic trick earlier with the ring bearer, like a little like, oh, behind your ear thing, because he had some of Sonic's rings there just in case of an emergency in his pocket, and he accidentally switched it out with that. So he sees that the ring is about to be put on her finger, so he runs up right as the ring's being put on and says, wait, can I borrow the ring for a second? I need the ring. And they get into a big argument, and eventually he punches the groom in the face, grabs the ring and says, I'm sorry, and throws it out in front of like the big group, and then obviously the snow comes through. You saw the scene in the trailer, obviously. Turns out though, the husband or the groom, the fiance, was actually a secret agent for the government that was spying on the family because they suspected that Sonic was still around and they were harboring a fugitive. So upon seeing Sonic and Tails, he reveals himself. The bride gets heartbroken, and they all get arrested. Like Mike Wazowski gets arrested, Sonic gets taken, so does Tails, and they get taken off. And it's revealed that Gun exists, the organization in the games, Gun, Gun. And the old guy from the first movie, the general dude, is now the leader of Gun. And he takes them away. And we then get the most eye-rolling, most cringe, ridiculous portion of the movie. I really don't like this part of the movie, if I'm being honest with you guys. It is certainly not my cup of tea. But the angry bride then goes on a rampage in the most, like the angry black woman stereotype, like the overweight angry black woman stereotype. They basically play on that for about 10 to 15 straight minutes of cringe. And I blacked that part of the movie out of my memory, if I'm being honest with you. I blacked that part of the movie out. Somehow they managed to get out of there, and apparently, like, she gets her revenge. And that's when Sonic ends up saying he has to go super fast, and he goes super fast on the water because he sees a super green sky laser because Eggman and Knuckles have gotten to the Master Emerald. So Sonic goes super fast across the ocean. He makes it to the temple. He goes in there, and he and Knuckles immediately start fighting. But this time, somehow, he's able to fight Knuckles now, even though Knuckles literally beat his ass last time. So he actually manages to hold his own fairly well against Knuckles, but still does sort of like, not win. That's when Eggman betrays Knuckles, takes the Master Emerald, becomes, from my understanding, God. Once you have the Master Emerald, you're basically God, from my understanding of things, as far as my chat's told me. And he, kind of bolts out of there and drops the whole temple down on them. And Sonic gets out, but Knuckles gets trapped under the water, and he's going to drown and die. But Sonic doesn't leave him. He goes down there and saves Knuckles. But then, Sonic can't swim. So Knuckles, he's drowning, but Knuckles goes down and saves him because, he saved, Sonic saved Knuckles, so Knuckles saves Sonic and pulls them up to the beach. And they have this sort of down moment where, they end up sort of becoming friends. And they, all three of them, Knuckles, Tails, and Sonic, all go to Green Hill, I think the name of the town is, the town where Sonic lives. And they end up fighting Dr. Robotnik and his giant robot that he's built with his imagination, essentially, out of metal and whatnot. They fight the robot, and eventually Sonic is able to get his hands on the Master Emerald, but it breaks down into the different Chaos Emeralds, but he manages to consume them, and he turns into Sonichu. And when he goes into his Sonichu form, he basically does what Captain Marvel did at the end of Endgame to that giant, to Thanos' ship, and just fucks everything up. And Eggman, apparently, according to the directors, confirmed, dies as the robot falls and blows up, but the assistant gets away. From there, they end up just kind of becoming friends and getting along, and it's set up to be a nice little friendship they have. But in the meantime, in the after credits scene, there's a tease. Shadow the Hedgehog. Project Shadow is hidden in the vault. It's a pretty good little tease they have at the end. Ashley Jubilee, thanks for the five people with the raid. Thank you, I appreciate that. Very kind of you, my friend. Overall, pretty good movie. There were some pretty cringy moments that definitely could have been cut, that definitely didn't need to be there. But overall, I thought it was an all-right movie. I thought it was pretty good. I definitely would have liked to have a bit more, either cut Mike Wazowski out of the movie entirely, or give him more of a purpose in the movie, I feel like. Because I feel like he was established as a fairly likable character who we were, invested in the first movie. And this movie, he's just kind of there, But I guess it is Sonic, and we don't really care about these human characters, or we're not really supposed to. I don't know. Overall, I thought it was a pretty good movie, and I'm actually kind of invested in the like storyline of these movies, despite not giving a shit about the games. However, if you are a Sonic fan, you are interested in the games, and you do want to see me play the games, when I hit 75,000 subs, I will be doing a charity stream where I play, at the very least, Sonic Adventure 2, probably a couple of other Sonic games on stream for charity for a very long time, for very many hours on end. So definitely look forward to that when I hit 75k subs. If you want to help us get closer to that, then definitely subscribe. Leave a like on the video if you want to support it and help more people see the video and whatnot. And of course, if you want to, comment down below, it helps the video out as well. You can support me by donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live. You can also support me on YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, or through Patreon. And of course, you can follow my social media link down below. But no matter how you support me, I really do appreciate it. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a good one. I love you all so much.